First off, let's talk about the rule of thirds. This is really the secret to getting that wow factor. Imagine 4 lines across your image, 2 horizontal and 2 vertical, creating 9 even squares. While some images will look best with focal points in the center square, placing the subject off-center at one of the intersecting points of the imaginary lines often creates a more aesthetically composed photograph. In the horse photo, for example, nothing is symmetrical, so moving off-center to the left added some intrigue, especially with the offset nostrils and whiskers covered in snow. Next up, let's talk about creating a sense of depth. This is particularly important in landscape shots, as it makes the viewer feel like they are there and a part of the image. Placing an object in the foreground helps give a sense of scale and emphasizes how far away the distance is. In this image, it really helps you understand how large the canyon is behind the couple. When possible, choose to use a simple background. You want the eye to be drawn to the focal point of the image rather than a patch of color or an odd building in the background. Let's compare a couple images. In this first image of the horse, he's placed in front of trees and tends to blend into the background. But when you move him over to an open pasture, your eyes are only on him. The last thing that we're going to talk about is lighting. This is really where you get to get creative with your images and bring out your artistic side. Typically, the best time of day to go out and shoot is during the first and last hours of the day, known as the golden hour. Try to avoid shooting in the middle of the day, as this is when the light is harshest. Let's take a look at a couple different styles. This photo utilizes backlit photography, where the sun is placed behind the focal point of the image and utilizes something to filter the light through. In this instance, the light is being filtered through the trees, allowing for a really pretty glow around the subject, as well as some sunspots to show up in the lower right-hand corner. The next one we're going to take a look at has the sun behind the camera, allowing for the light to shine directly onto the subject, creating an even field of light and color across the entire image. In this final one of the windmill, we're taking a look at some silhouette photography in the evening time. The focal point was placed on the windmill. However, the photo was underexposed, meaning it was taken a little bit darker than you would want to allow for the subject to remain dark but capture the richness of the sunset. Now, let's put it all together and evaluate this photo of the cows. We utilized the rule of thirds by having cow number 5 offset over to the right. We also created a sense of depth by having her closest to the camera. We used a simple background and also created a really pretty glow during golden hour with backlit photography.